Welcome friends. In this video, I am going to explain about hybrid inheritance in Python. Okay, so how hybrid inheritance performs in Python. So let's see first diagrammatically how hybrid inheritance work. So first of all, you have to create a parent. There is a parent and there is a two children of that parent classes. Okay, then by these two child classes are becoming the another parent of this particular class. So now take as this is the class A, this is the class A, then this is the class B, this is called a class C, then this is the class D. Okay, so first of all, the class A is connected to the class B, class A connected to the class C. Okay, then class B and C becoming the parent of the class D, and class D is the child of the class B and C. Most of the time this particular architect is not properly work on the Java and the C++ because they are using in C++ they are using as a virtual keyword to becoming the two parent classes becoming one child. Okay, because one child not is able to becoming two parents. Okay, it's not a possible. Fine. So then it is going Java. There is called a interface concept, which will be generally in this scenario is going to be work. Fine. Okay. So this is the hybrid architect of inheritance. So how we could write in a Python. So in Python, there is no requirement of defining any keyword or any specific concept. It works. So let's see through program. Okay, so first of all, this is the multiple inheritance. In this hybrid inheritance, you also see that there is a two combination. This is the multiple classes, multiple classes becoming one children. Okay, and this is the another concept. Okay, this is so on the above one class and multiple children. Okay, hierarchical. So this is called a hierarchical. Okay, and this is multiple. Okay, inheritance. So by joining hierarchical and multiple inheritance, by combining hierarchical multiple inheritance concept, it create or called as a hybrid inheritance. So when you are going to start in a working in a multiple combined, okay, combining two more scenarios and build one specific or build one specific architect like this hybrid inheritance, that is called a hybrid. Means if you can multiply with single inheritance with hierarchical inheritance, okay, that is also coming out under this hybrid inheritance. So in this hybrid inheritance, mostly one hierarchical inheritance and there is another multiple inheritance. So how it works, let's see. So first of all, we go for the program and we have to create the classes like class A, class B, class C. Okay, and the class B, class A extends A, class C, class B extends A, and B, C. There is another class D which will be work as a B and C. Okay, properties. So let's see, making the one Python class which is name as a hybrid. Okay, hybrid inheritance dot py. Okay, hybrid inheritance dot py. Hybrid hybrid inheritance. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, you have to create class A column. Inside the class A, you have to define one default constructor that is called a def init. Within that, you have to define self. Okay, and assign self dot x equal to 3. I directly assign it self dot y equal to 5. So there is no requirement of semicolon, sorry. Okay, so if you want to define your x and y, you can also define x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Okay, now move on for the next class. That is called a class B. Class B bracket extends A colon. Here you have to define q p equal to 0, 0.0 and q equal to also 0.0. So here we have to take the fractional part. Def init within bracket self, then colon, inside self dot p equal to 5.6, then self dot q equal to 8.9. Fine. Then class C, which is also extends A. Okay. Now here A equal to single quote, B equal to single quote. Then def underscore init, then self, then here you have to assign one string, that is quote b equal to keypad, and don't forget to add self because you are inside the class, that's why you have to add the self. Fine. Then in below there is also self. Bas. Fine. So after that you have to create a third class on the below of class B and C, that is class D, which is combination or extends B comma C class. Okay, so here it is possible. So on other particular languages it's not possible, on like C++ and Java, but in Python it's possible. So what I am going to do in this area, so here I have taken as a def display or details self colon okay details. Now you have to display all the properties here. Okay, so first of all B C extends the A, so here we can access B and C also access the properties of A class properties, but in D only access the properties of B and C. Okay, so B and C properties can access by the D. Fine. So let's see. So here self print here A or P equal to comma self dot P, then print equal to double quote, there is a Q equal to comma self dot Q. Okay, then another print, within the print there is called A equal to comma self dot A, print B equal to self dot B. Fine, it accesses all the properties. But some questions around in your mind that it can access the properties of x and y. Pause the video and tell me. It can access the properties of A because B and C access the properties of A. but D is only extends the properties of A and B and C extends the properties of A, matlab, extends the class A. So in this scenario, you can access. Okay, in this B and C scenario, you can access the class A properties, but in the D only extend the B and C. Okay, so what happened? It access or not access? Okay, so here I will going to change some points, but some code, like here I am going to add it, that is def display display A self and colon print f single quote added x equal to comma, there is a self dot x. Okay, then print y equal to comma self dot y. Okay, so in this case also you have to add it, copy here and added every class. There is a display function is there. This is the B. Okay, display B function, display A, display B, and here also you have to give a P Q and added here self dot P self dot Q. Fine. Now here also add def, that is display C, and inside this you have to give an A, B, A and B. Fine. Now inside D you are not calling like this, you have to change it. I tested it by mute this video. I test this thing, but there is some issues are arises, that's why I'm going to change this code. Okay, so how to call it? So first of all, you have to declare the class A, initialize x and y, and also initialize default value initialize. Then you have to initialize your value. Then display that particular values. Then inside the class B also there, like same way. Okay, like the same way. Let's say init, then display B, like init and display C, and inside it class D also. Okay, so first of all, when you I am going to B, okay, suppose I want to initialize A, or calling the A dot init. Okay, init self, so it's calling the first class, it is the calling the class A. Okay, and if you want to display it, it also can display on the class D also. So first of all, you have to calling it. Here also you have to calling it, that is A dot init. Okay, then you have to calling it now D, and D the area where you are going to call everything. So call the class B, class C. Okay, display or details def details of all, details all self, and inside this you have to calling that A dot init, first initialize or directly call A dot display display. Okay, self, then B dot display Okay, fine. So all the classes we can access here. Then C, there is a C is also present. There is a C present also. C dot display C. So don't worry, I will be taken as another example, real time example after this particular program. So don't worry about how this is going to work. Okay, so build the object of D equal to D object will create it. Now D dot display or details all. Okay, so it will calling the all display A, display B, display C. So let's see. So x equal to 3, y equal to 4, 5.6, 8.9, and only remaining as a, okay, here I am given as a AB. Okay, yes, say, yes, right. Here it is AB. A is the keyword, T, B is the keyword, but the data is not showing. Display B, C, display C. So on the C class, there is a display C. Okay, x, it is assigned the 3, y is a 5, p is a 5.6, a is a q is a 8.9. But when it is going to the calling C, display C, it will not initialize. Why? It is the empty. These particular properties are accessed, but these are the not accessed. Why? It's a very important point. Display C, self dot A, self dot B. Okay. So inside this particular class, you can call, okay, you can access directly here also. Display C. Okay. Yes, display D is not defined. You have to calling by the C dot. That's already called. There is no requirement, right? But the data is not going to show you. Why? Because we initiate it C and B. Initiate the A class. That's why we access here. Initiate it. First we initiate it on the B class and also C class. But when B and C extends D, but D is extends B and C, it's A dot display A, B dot display B, and C dot display C, but it not display the all. Okay, that's the issue. Okay, so what I get in this scenario, so when you are going to hybrid inheritance or a hierarchical inheritance, you have to first initiate it. Okay, but hierarchical inheritance, there is no requirement to initiate every time by calling that particular parent class. But when you go for the hybrid inheritance, which is combination of hierarchical and also multiple inheritance. Okay, so I am here what initiate the class A and initiate in the B or C also class A. Inside the C class there is a initiate of class A. Inside the B class there is a initiate of class A. But when the classes D it comes out, you have to initiate also here. How? Def init self colon here B dot init self, then C dot init. Okay, after that you call this particular A, B, C, then it is going to be run everything. Okay, it's come out because you have to first initiate it. Okay, first initiate it because these are the constructors. If you are not initiated, it cannot be called directly. So first of all, you have to initiate it, then you're going to call it. So it work. You understand? This is the syntax, this is the procedure, how hybrid inheritance going to work. There is no such other way you are going to access this thing. After this, I will give you one real-time example. There is a university, there is a course is there, there is a branch is there, there is a student is there. University, left side course, right side branch, then there is also called as a students. So how it is worked in a real-time example. So now after that there is a so many changes and update, so many tested, why it is not working. There is somehow there is a questions in your mind. So let's, I will clarify you everything. First of all, I created a class. Okay, that class initialize with x and y as a 0 default initialization. After that, using the default constructor init constructor, I will initialize a x and y with a with a initialized value, which is a that value inputted by user, not inputted, that's a initialized value. Then it is also used a display function. Okay, display a. After that, class B, which is extends to A, and there is a class C extends to A. So class B initialize P and Q, float value initialize 0.0, 0.0. Then initialize the default value, then initialize the our required value. So within that B class, there is, we call the class A. Okay, we call the class A, but that is called initiate the class A by name of class dot init constructor, that is the initialize the class A. So we can access inside the class B also class A properties and methods after initializing. Okay, so now it is a display B. Here we also access the class A. Okay, but I am not showing here. I am directly showing that inside the which class? D class. So class C also same thing. B and C, which are the single quote, which is the string. Okay, default string, empty string. But you have to initialize both the strings, self dot A, self dot B. After initialize it, then move on to the display C. Okay, then class D, there is a B and C extends. B and C parent class of class D. Class D is the child class. Here you have to initiate B and C classes first, because there is a constructors are you are using in the B class and the C class. So if you are not initiate it, we cannot initialize all the values and I cannot access it. So first you have to initialize it. So first of all, I am initialize it all the values, then come to the D class. Then first we initialize the constructors by init constructors by name of the class name, and okay, inside the init constructor of the class D, then call the details all function. Okay, inside the details all function, only call the three classes, above three classes, class A, class B, class C. Okay, class A is the superior parent class, B and C child classes of the parent class A, and B and C becoming the parent of the class D. So all the classes called inside the class D. All the methods I am going to call inside the class D. And when creating the object, you are creating the object. After creating the object, I will calling that particular method inside that D class object, which is the child class. Okay, child class, and that child class method is this details all. Inside the details all, fine, and these details all will be displayed class A properties, B properties, and C properties. Okay, all the data. Okay, if you want to use methods, okay, there's no issue. If you want to use the methods, if you are here using the method def method A, method A self. Okay, so method A print. So inside this print, you have to define this is parent class, parent class A, then second, that is a def method B, that's a self, and print this is child class B extends A, extends A. Okay, then another way, there is a def. Move on to the class C, def method C, print. This is child class. Okay, child class extends C, extends A. Okay, so if you want to access these methods, how could you access? It extends to here, and B and C extends by the D. So you can access here directly. So inside the details, you have to call, that is B dot method B, then B C dot method C, A dot method. Okay, why it is not showing? Because this is not extends here. B, because B and C you have to extend here method A. Okay, so here you have to extend either B, neither A, C. Okay, here you have to extend, that is the A dot method. Okay, oh, method I will written here, that's a wrong pronunciation I am written, that's why not showing. It's a showing, that's why I am not showing. Why it is not showing? Okay, so here come out, that is A dot method, yes, come out, right, self. See how it is going to work, because B and C extends A. Ultimately, B and C, the properties which are accessed by the A, or methods which are accessed by the B and C, that is also reused inside the D. Okay, so that's the reason A and B and C both are running. Okay, this is a parent class A, this is a child class B extends A, this is a child class C extends B. All the methods are called. Fine. And details class D, I am not mentioning anything. So in this way, you can call everything. Okay, there is no requirement of defining multiple times. But in C++ Java, there is a different ways are there. There is an interface in Java. C++ there is a virtual keyword is used. But in the Python, there is a very simplest formula, simplest way. Okay, initiate first and access it directly on the below child class after the base parent classes. Okay, B and C. Okay, so you have to remember this diagram. Okay, you have to remember this diagram, it is helpful for you. So class A, class B, class C, B and C, which is extends to A, B and C, D, which is generally extends to B and C, D is extends to B and C, B and C extends to A. Okay, fine. Okay, so after that I will make another video which is the example of hybrid inheritance, which will benefit it for you and you also understand properly. Okay, please watch that video. Thank you.